Next topic I want to get into is kind of relates back to the one we had before, but in your opinion, in your eyes, who do you think we should pay first, Debo Samuel or Nick Bosa? And who should we pay, and who do you think will pay? Because those are two different topics. So
Yeah.
we'll
Well,
start with
Nick Bosa, he was a first round draft pick. So technically he has 5 years with his first contract with the 49ers. Next year would be a fifth year, first round contract option where basically he'll get paid the top five edge rushers at his position. So I think in Bosa and his camp, I don't think it would make sense to sign an extension now. Next year, the salary cap will go up, and Bosa's going to bet on himself. He can say, hey, I know I can get another double-digit sack season. I know I can get another Pro Bowl nod. I know I can get another All-Pro selection. If he does that, his price tag will go up even more. And we know the Bosas are about their money. Joey Bosa, his brother with the Chargers, I think his first contract, he sat out, or I think they negotiated. It took a long time for them to negotiate their contract due to contract language. And we know the Bosa's father was in the NFL. So they know about NFL contracts. They know what they want. They know what their worth is. So I would be very surprised if the 49ers sign Bosa to an extension this offseason. It may benefit the Niners to do that, but I don't think Bosa's camp would do that. Debo Samuel, he absolutely wants to get paid this offseason, especially after having a superb all-pro caliber season this past year with the 49ers. His value won't be any higher, I don't think. Do we really think Debo was going to get 2,000 yards from scrimmage again? I don't see that happening. I hope to see it happen, but I would be surprised if that happened. Debo's value is at its highest, and he wants to, strike when the iron is hot, and now is the time. It just sucks that we don't have the cap space right now to sign Debo. But, I think in Debo's camp, it makes sense to sign this offseason. For the 49ers perspective, though, maybe you want to see Debo prove it again another season, because his second year in the league, Debo, it was an injury-riddled season. I think he had a broken foot in training camp, or it might have been a few weeks before training camp in off-season workouts. And he had the hamstring injury in that season as well. So, maybe if you're a 49ers brass, you want to see Debo prove it again. Can you have another superb season? Not even 2,000 yards from scrimmage, but at least have another Pro Bowl type season before we break the bank for you. Because we basically had his rookie season was good, second season, sophomore slump, and then the third season it was all pro type season. So if I'm the 49ers, I would probably want to sign Debo maybe after next year, but if you got the cap space, and the 49ers hopefully will, once we get closer to September, maybe they'll sign him now, because it'll be cheaper to do so rather than next year when the salary cap goes up.
Yep, you make good points. Who should we pay first? In my eyes, Debo, man. Debo. I think we can, extend him into training camp and OTAs. Who do you want? I want to see Debo, man. I want to see Debo get his money, man. You make good points. It's hard to bet on a guy who's kind of injured multiple seasons, 3 seasons in a row, the foot injury, stuff like that. So it's really hard going to next season thinking he's going to put up the same numbers. But with a guy like Trey Lance, I think this offense is going to be even more dynamic with number 5 on the field and with number 19 on the field at the same time. So I'm just gonna have faith, man. I'm just gonna have faith. He's gonna replicate the same exact season, maybe even a better stat line with a guy like Trey Lance. Jimmy made him do more. That's the thing. So it's gonna be hard. Trey Lance does have the ability to run, so that might be lesser of an effect for Debo to be at running back. He can be more of a pure receiver, which I like to see. So it's gonna be good, man. So both answers, I think it's gonna be Debo, man. Debo needs to get his money. I know he's been inconsistent, but this guy's, he's setting a signal. The Niners have to, get in their heads, and they need to.
Yeah,
There hasn't
I think
that this guy's sending out a message on social media. So
I think they should do right by Debo, but that doesn't necessarily mean, do whatever Debo says. I don't think that's necessarily the way. I mean, you can't do that. That's not how you run a business. Everyone has a certain value, and I feel like the 49ers feel they know what Debo's value is. I mean, I agree with David. Debo will get paid first, absolutely.